You are now listening to the War Report Podcast Network.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the College Loop Podcast. I'm Larck on Twitter, here to update y'all on all things going on around Auburn athletics. There we go. Got a lot of things to talk about today because I missed the day. I apologize to everybody. Got home super late on Wednesday night, so not a chance to record then. But things that we're going to talk about today, knock this out of the way. National Signing Day, I think it was this week. And no one really, I don't want to say no one cares about National Signing Day, but it's definitely the day that's supposed to be the big day for National Signing Day is not the main day. ESD is now where you get majority of your signees. I mean, Auburn has a number 6 overall class, did not move up or down due to the signing of Omar Mabson, the running back who reclassified from 26 to 25 and will join Alvin Henderson as the two backs that Hugh Freeze wanted to get in this class. So, yeah, shout out Omar Mabson. 3-star running back. He's listed as number 37 overall player in the state of Alabama. Due to his reclassification. 5'9", 200-pound running back. Definitely going to be the power back alongside Alvin Henderson's elusive back. So, great pickup for Auburn there, getting a need that they wanted to get all along in their class. Now, all eyes are towards the class of 2026, which currently stands, if I'm not mistaken, I know it's in the top 5. It lost the number 1 ranking a few months ago. Yeah, number 7 overall class. So I was wrong about that. With 4 4-stars and 2 3-stars. Definitely 2 guys who are going to be 4-stars when it's all said and done, especially Denarius Gray. So yeah, recruiting's going well for Auburn football. That's my little tidbit for Auburn football. That's pretty much it for that. Because the main storyline this weekend for Auburn basketball is number 6 Florida coming into town. And this game got demoted from ESPN to ESPN2 because of whatever the NBA is doing. All those wacky trades that are going on throughout the week. So Florida will be coming to Neville Arena to take on the Auburn Tigers at 3 o'clock p.m. CST on ESPN2. And, of course, tickets for that game are as low as $263. So very nice for that. So what does Auburn need to do to win? Well, this is going to be a battle of 2 front courts that could be the best in the nation. You got guys like Alex Condon, who is averaging 8 rebounds a game. Thomas Hawes averaging 7 and 6. And just all around the place, you have guys who are averaging 5 or more rebounds a game. This front court for Florida is going to be the best one Auburn has played. It also might be the best one Auburn will play. That's just how good Florida has been this year. They are very talented, and this game is going to be down to the wire. Mostly because if Walter Clayton, the Florida's guard, who's leading them in points and assists, he was listed as questionable earlier this week. Midweek, he was in street clothes. He was not wearing the uniform. So questionable on this game. But without Walter Clayton, it still becomes a tough matchup for Auburn because you have so much talent going against each other in the front court. But if Auburn doesn't have to worry about Walter Clayton, you have an advantage with your guards. I would say you do anyways because you have more guards that are able to put up points. But what Florida can do is they are going to space you out. They don't go to the free throw line a lot, but they are going to try to get the ball moving on you. This team shoots very well from 3-point line. They have let's see this. Out of players who have played every single game, they have 6 players who are averaging 30% or more from a 30-point line. And that goes from 30 all the way up to 36.7. I have Isaiah Brown on here who has 42.3, but he's only played in 11 games. So I'm not going to count that really. From the free throw line, I mean, this is a team that doesn't get to the free throw line very much. 71% from the free throw line, 46% of the team from the field. And I mean, their starting lineup has like 58, 50, 47, 49. Like they are basically making shots half the time that they're throwing them up. And again, I mean, Walter Clayton's going to be the big storyline here. If he's not able to play, I feel like there's a bigger edge towards Auburn. And, I just think Auburn, again, best team in the country. You're playing in the most dangerous environment in the country. I think all eyes and everything points towards this being an Auburn win. And it's going to be the best win Auburn has had all year because of just how good Florida is. And I mean, I don't want to look past this game, and I'm not whatsoever. But Auburn has been having some issues at times when it comes to scoring. They didn't against Oklahoma, but Ole Miss, they couldn't get rid of Ole Miss. They could not get rid of LSU. They could not score versus Tennessee. Georgia, I mean, these games are like a week, 2 weeks away from where we are now, or from where we are now. But what Florida has, we saw them play against Tennessee, and Tennessee was able to lock them down. Tennessee locked them down 64-44 was their final score. And I mean, that's like a shocking win. Alex Clayton in that game only had 10. Walter Clayton, sorry, only had 10 points. Outside of that, no one on Florida was able to score double-digit points against Tennessee. And I would argue Auburn has a better defense. So that's the key to Auburn's game. The front court's defense. You have to stop Florida from scoring on you in the paint. You can't let them get these easy buckets. You can't. And Auburn's also going to have to worry about getting them to the free throw line. Florida doesn't get to the free throw line very much yet again. But Auburn does like to send teams to the free throw line. Auburn is a very physical defense, and a couple of Dylan Cardwell fouls in the first half would definitely send them to the free throw line more often than not. I would like to know the statistics of how many games Auburn has played this year where they have shot less free throws than the other team. But just kind of going towards a prediction here. I like the Tigers in this game. I like Auburn in this game. If Walter Clayton isn't playing, it kind of changes my prediction. I think Auburn wins by more if Walter isn't playing. But if he is playing, it's going to be very close. I would say with Walter Clayton, Auburn wins. I'm going to say 74-70. Auburn gets a 4-point win with Clayton in. If he doesn't play, I like Auburn to win. I'm going to say 80-70. I still think it's like a 10-point win regardless. But yeah, a big key misses there if Florida does not have Walter Clayton. But again, this is a team that has 4 players who are averaging 10 points a game. And I mean, that's 17, 15, 13, and 10 for theirs. So, I mean, you look at Auburn's side, Jai Broom, again, going to be the key piece here. I mean, he's Auburn's leader in points, rebounds, assists, and blocks. And I think this game's going to fall heavily on Chad Baker-Mazara, who is, he's been playing lights out all season long. He's got to keep doing that, and I believe he will. But when Jai Broom, you went to the front court versus the front court situation, you need to have everybody on the same page. And Dylan Cardwell is not going to be your leading scorer in this game. He's not going to be the guy. He's going to be mostly relied on for defense here. But Chad Baker-Mazara is going to be the one that's going to be the other scorer outside of Jai Broom. And Chaney Johnson as well off the bench. I would say that for what Florida is, Auburn has a better rotation. Florida only really goes 7 deep. Outside of that, while Auburn tries to fit in more people into the lineup. But yeah, I have Auburn winning this game. I think it's going to be a tough one nonetheless. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you think Auburn will beat Florida? And if so, how much? So leave your predictions for the Auburn-Florida game in the comment section below. Of course, this game will be on Saturday at 3:00 p.m. on ESPN2. So yeah, I have Auburn winning this game. And that being said, quick little commercial. After this break, we're going to talk about Auburn women's basketball taking out Texas A&M. Auburn softball, which starts today and Auburn Gymnastics who has a meet today as well. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Are you tired of having to rummage through just clothes after clothes after clothes looking for something to wear? Are you tired of your friends making fun of you for your terrible fashion sense? Well, do we have the shirt for you? Go to thewarreport.com, get your laptop out and do it right now. Go to the shop and get your very own Feelin' Loopy t-shirt as well as your college loop hat, and you can get both of them for only $25 each. Plus shipping and handling, of course. But with that, now back to your regular scheduled program. On thewarreport.com, go to the shop. Second page is where you'll find both the college loop hat and the Feelin' Loopy t-shirt. Valentine's Day is next week. I don't know if you have enough time to grab those in time, but definitely a late gift. And sadly, we don't have it in green, so I don't think we have it for St. Patrick's Day next month. But it could be nice Easter wear while everyone's out hunting for eggs going around the place. So that being said, and don't forget, that's not only one way you support the show. The best way you support the show is, of course, by liking, by commenting, and by subscribing. Leave your picks for the Auburn-Florida game in the comment section below. As we get ready for Auburn women's basketball, who had a major dub last night, 65-52 over the Aggies of Texas A&M, who are both combined for 3-7 in the conference. How did Auburn win this game? They did so by scoring a lot. They had 4 players put up double-digit points. Taylor Collins had 10 points. Yu-Tang Dong had 12 points. Marshawn Bostic, huge shout out to her, having her first career double-double, 10 points, 10 rebounds, and combining that with 7 steals, 3 steals away from a triple-double. Absolutely ridiculous work. And, of course, Deanna Gaston, once again, masterclass out of her, 18 points from Deanna. There were 2 players at A&M that put up big numbers, 21 points from Sol Williams, and Janae Kent had 15. But Auburn was able to stick to their game plan and put up a lot of points. Shots were falling. And not from the three-point line, though, might I add. Auburn shot 1 for 9 from the three-point line. Yu-Tang Dong was 1 for 5. Celia Sambane was 0 for 2. And Adia Young was 0 for 2 as well. So, 1 for 9, 11% from the three-point line. Auburn did not need the three-point line very much. They shot 20 free throws. 20. Turnover-wise, you had 21 turnovers from Texas A&M to 10 from Auburn. Fouls, Auburn didn't shot more free throws, but they had only 3 more fouls committed or on them versus A&M. So, a lot of shooting fouls going on there. The biggest lead, Auburn had a lead of up to 24. At one point in this game, A&M had 2. And other things. Rebounds. A&M out rebounded Auburn. I guess 3-point percentage. Yeah, it's kind of hard to do worse than 1 for 9. But points in the paint is where Auburn really won this game. 40 points scored in the paint for the Tigers. So massive win for Coach Jay and company as they get ready for number 15 Oklahoma on Monday. So, based on recent trends, this game could be a loss because in the last 5 games, Auburn's gone win, loss, win, loss, win. But they've had 3 wins in a row at home. But Oklahoma and Tennessee up next are on the road. So a tough week ahead for the Tigers. They have a pretty tough stretch of games. So on the 10th, they play against Oklahoma at Oklahoma, number 15 Oklahoma at that. On Thursday, they play at number 19 Tennessee. And then on the Sunday, they're back at home versus number 24 Vanderbilt. And then they have a week off before the next Sunday. They got to play at number 23 Alabama. So tough 4 games up ahead for the Tigers. I have not checked the bracketology for them, so I don't know exactly where they stand. But if they have a strong end of the season, I think if you get 2 wins out of the next 4, I think you could be in good standing. But playing on the road in the SEC is always a tough ask, no matter what sport you're playing. But huge win for Coach Jay. Definitely a resume builder that they need, and they might just have to win the SEC tournament. That might just be something they're going to have to do to get in. Definitely that earlier stretch of games definitely hurt their likelihood. So I need to look at bracketology for them, and then I can definitely talk about that on the Sunday show, which I'll update you on the Sunday show in a little bit. Up next, we're going to talk about Auburn Gymnastics, because I want to talk about this one because I'm going to be at the meet today versus I forgot what number, that it doesn't have it on here, but a top 15 team in Georgia. So what happened versus Auburn versus Kentucky last week? We talked about this on the Sunday show. They had an off day on vault, which, I've always stated, if Auburn doesn't do well on vault, they will lose the meet. They don't score 49 on vault, they're going to lose the meet. And that happened. So today, Auburn is going to have to do well across all 4 rotations. I thought I got a hair in my mouth out of nowhere. So, yeah, they're going to have to do what they've been doing before the Kentucky meet. It's scoring consistently across the board. Georgia's very good. And, I bring my fiance to this. She's a Georgia fan, but she loves Auburn Gymnastics. So I'm going to need Auburn Gymnastics to win to keep the what's the word I'm looking for here? Keep that the narrative going that she's an Auburn fan first. Gotta trying to work that in. So I need Auburn to win this one for selfish reasons, but more often than not. But yeah, I think that Auburn can win this meet. I think Auburn as a whole is a better squad. So I'm going to take the Tigers in this one, but it does come with some heavy heart that Olivia Hollingsworth, she tore her Achilles this season, and her last collegiate season had to end due to injury. So prayers up for Olivia Hollingsworth. It sounds like everybody on the squad was wishing her well, and we will too. Someone who's been a part of some great moments for the Tigers. So huge shout to Olivia Hollingsworth. As we get ready for Auburn softball, Auburn baseball too, but they don't start their season till Valentine's Day next Friday. So they'll play Holy Cross next week. But today, Friday, February 7th, softball is back. They take on Southern Illinois today at 3:00 p.m. CST on SC Network. They'll also be taking on North Carolina at 5:30 p.m. CST. So SC Network Plus. You also listen on Weagle 91.1 FM, as I am an alum of that beautiful radio station over there on campus at Auburn University. I don't really have a real preview for this. It's hard to preview the first game of the season, but I'm super excited to see how this pitching rotation goes this week. It's the first season without Maddie Penta, so you don't have someone yet who can go up there and just show out every time that she's on the mound. But I trust the Malvos and what they've built. Emma Rolfe is back for another season, her junior year. You have people. I'm just kind of scrolling around, but Melena Tambora, one of a freshman last year who had some decent time spent on the mound. S.J. Guerin, who I'm excited to see because when Oklahoma recruits you, that means you are something special. So I can't wait to see how she performs for the Tigers. And then lastly, I know there's one more pitcher that I'm blanking on as I'm scrolling through here. Blaine Godfrey, another pitcher. That's her. Blaine Godfrey, a freshman who I can't wait to see on the mound as well. And there is a senior pitcher somewhere that I am just blank. Haley Rainey. There we go. was scrolling all around her. Senior pitcher who from Cal State Fullerton. I want to say as a unit, this unit could be very good. You could have a pitcher that you can play on day 2 and that can, hold the offense down and help get wins. Because that's what killed Auburn, is not having someone to take over between Shelby and Maddie Penta. So hopefully that unit can do that this year. And of course, you got some new faces all around the place that we can't wait to see for the Tigers this weekend. And of course, again, they'll be taking on Southern Illinois, first up 3 p.m. CST today, as well as North Carolina, 5:30 p.m. today as well at beautiful Jamie Moore Field. And then tomorrow, you got 2 games again, 10 o'clock a.m. You got Appalachian State, then Southern Illinois at 12:30, so a doubleheader right there. And then on Sunday, wrapping up opening weekend on the Plains with North Carolina at 11:30 a.m. CST. And then after that, it's no holds barred. You got Auburn softball every single weekend until they go to Oklahoma City and win it all. That's just how it be. So, yeah, super stoked for Auburn softball. Can't wait to see how the Malvos do in their opening season as Auburn coaches. So super stoked for that and cannot wait. Still trying to figure out which softball game I want to go to. Sadly, I was really hoping Auburn's going to play Arkansas and I could get a chance to talk to the Ellis family yet again. But SEC scheduling is stupid. And what can you do? Shout out to Brie Ellis, though. Hit a home run her first AB of the season. No shocker there that she would do that. But that'll do it for the start of the College Loop podcast. I want to thank everybody for watching this episode. Sorry it had to come up on a Friday. It kind of hurts our scheduling. But yeah, we'll be back on Sunday. So Sunday, had to cough real quick before I said this. Sunday is going to be another weird day. I am not about to go live in the middle of the Super Bowl. If I'm not mistaken, Super Bowl is at 5:30. Yeah, let me see here. Yeah, Super Bowl is at 5:30 CST. I go live on Sundays at 6 o'clock. I'm not battling the Super Bowl. It's not going to happen. So what will happen? Sunday going to be mostly a recap of everything going on. I'll try to record it after, if I can. I'll probably put it up. I want to hope I can put it up right before the Super Bowl and just kind of have it there. I want to be able to talk about Auburn softball this weekend. And of course, our last game is at 11:30. I want to have the episode go up not long after that. So yeah, it's not going to be normal time. It'll be sometime after the softball game. I'll be able to talk about that, gymnastics, and Auburn basketball as well, and preview Auburn at Oklahoma in women's basketball. So yeah, another a couple of weird days in a row for the College Loop posting schedule. But we'll be back on the right track after the Super Bowl on Monday. We'll be talking about how Auburn did versus Oklahoma and then previewing all the other games ahead of the schedule for Auburn athletics. So that being said, thanks for watching some of the College Loop podcast. I'm Dylan Larck on Twitter, also on Instagram as well at Dylan Larck, DYLEN And from right here in the College Loop podcast, would you like, comment, and subscribe? Leave your predictions for Auburn versus the Florida Gators, 1 versus 6 in Neville Arena. I want to shout out all the students that are camping. I'm glad to see that there is some what's the word I'm looking for here? Unity? Is that a word? Is that the word I'm looking for here? I'm glad to see the students are united together and not killing each other at Pearlville or whatever they're calling it now. People actually camping in their tents instead of just waiting around on the concrete for 4 days. But yeah, you shout out to the students. But of course, we'll be back on Sunday at whatever time to talk about all things Auburn athletics from this past weekend. And with that being said, thanks for watching the College Loop podcast. Check us out on social medias, every single one of them. We're there at the College Loop. And of course, all versions of the show on Spotify Podcast, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music. Now, with all that being said, thanks for watching this installment of the College Loop podcast. Sorry, it's very early. This installment of the College Loop podcast yet again. And as always, War Eagle.